time for the Gettin Outdoors podcast, Town Country United Bank Lake Millers Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedule, what's biting, and seasonal hunting information with outdoor reporters Joe Allen Dunn, Kevin Sims, and Shane Jones. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millers Ferry hunting and fishing report.
All right, Big Daddy, here we go.
There he is. Team Bigfoot, baby. Another one on the B&B Silver Shade. Team Bigfoot in the house.
Shane Jones crappie fishing. Got it.
First one, 2023, smackdown.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Gettin Outdoors podcast 217 Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the weekend of May the 12th through May the 14th, 2023. We got Mr. Shane Jones in the house and got Mr. Joe Allen Dunn in the studio. Kevin had to work this afternoon. That's 2 weeks in a row he done missed. I missed my buddy Kevin. We got to get him back next week. How you doing, Shane?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. Doing wonderful.
Man, I had a great interview with Whitey Outlaw a while ago. He's a host of Father and Son outdoor TV show. He's been crappie fishing for 30 years. He won a bunch of tournaments down here, Shane. Well, Crappie Masters and Crappie USA. And I always enjoy talking to them old veteran crappie fishermen. You know, the last time I talked to him was in 2019. When he was down here filming that brush pile fishing show with Russ Bailey. And he told me he wasn't ever going to stop pushing them 8 poles out the front of the boat. But guess what he's doing now, Shane?
No, that's right. He's line scoping him and his son, Matt.
Yep, they sure are. Matt, of course, he's guiding full time on Santee Cooper also. But he's going to be down here at the Wally Marshall. He's going to fish the Wally Marshall Invitational. So we'll hook up with him. But always enjoy hooking up with Whitey Outlaw, and he's got a Catch the Fever rod. I've never heard of him. Have you, Shane?
There's so many different rods. I've seen some 1039 rods. There's a bunch of good rods out right now.
Yeah, and he's got his own signature Whitey Outlaw rod, but I don't know that much. About it. All right, let's go over. Before we get to the Town Country Hunting and Fishing Report, the detour is still going on. If you come into Lake Millers Ferry from Linden, Thomaston, Demopolis, that way, you have got to turn on 221. If you hit that intersection right there on 221 and 28, and you see those road closed signs, the through traffic only, I promise you ain't going to get to Camden. You better turn on 221 and come around to go to McDonald's grocery and turn up 164 if you're in a small car. But if you're in a big truck, you got to go all the way to 41 and come through downtown Camden to get to Roland Cooper State Park or Bridgeport City Landing. If you're coming from Greenville, Selma, Monroe that way, you don't have any problems at all. But heads up on that. I'll be glad when that's over with. I sure will. I do want to talk about a couple of events going on, especially next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, one of the events is this Corps of Engineers and the Nature Conservancy are going to have public meetings to talk about the project that will connect one of the most biodiverse river systems in the world. They're talking about building a fish patches around the Millers Ferry Lock and Dam, and they're going to have public meetings in Camden, May the 17th at the Wilcox Female Institute building, and in Monroeville at the shops at 66 on Thursday night from I think it's 5 to 8 o'clock, 6 to 8 o'clock. And anybody that has any concerns and wants to answer any questions, ask any questions, should be there. I have been to one of those meetings, and I'm behind this 100%. I hope they can get it done, but we will see. But I urge you to go to those meetings if you are interested in. Also, next Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday. Let's see, it's the 16th. And 16th, that's Tuesday. Next Tuesday at the G's Bend Ferry Tournament, the Wilcox County Hog Management Workshop. It's a seminar on feral pig management and damage my mitigation. It will be they start signing up at 9 o'clock and go to 1:30. Lunch will be provided. They ask you to pre-register at 682-4289. All the information is up there on that flyer, but I just wanted to mention those two things before we go ahead. I do have, I'll go over that in a minute. I do have the unofficial turkey numbers in for the season, and we'll go over that when we get to the turkey report. Got a good crowd on here. Bill Lolly, how you doing? Jared Hudson, Jolly Owen, Lance Cabanis, Joe Alvarez, Jessica Smith, how you doing down at Bridgeport Beach? Al and Brooke Smith at Lock 5, Ronnie McKenzie. Ronnie, I ain't heard from you. Heard from him since you dialed him in, Shane?
I haven't heard from him. I was just looking. I was trying to look at the comments. He's been commenting on my podcast and stuff, but I hadn't heard from him besides that.
Doug Pugh, Raymond Bond in the Great Smoky Mountains of North Carolina. J.C. Peoples, how you doing, my friend? Christina Daly, good afternoon. Robert Hudson, always on here. Noonan Hall in Natchez, Mississippi, and Big Bama Bryant, now, buddy, he tore them up this weekend. Some catfish, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. There's old Wayne Edgeworth. He's tuned in. He's catching them in a pond up there. Just posted some pictures for him. Todd Prater is going out to the marina later on. They got that fruit jar at the marina this afternoon in Selma. And thank you, Todd. Send me the results if you would. I thought I put it up here, but I didn't. I did sign a contract with Bob Coker this week, and we will be promoting the World Deer Expo all the way through till it starts. They got Hannah Barron, the Turtle Man, Eddie Salter. They're gonna have a bunch of celebrities up there, and we're gonna have a good time doing it. He's sending me a bunch of tickets to give away, so y'all tune in on Wednesday night and Friday morning. We'll be giving away a lot of tickets to the World Deer Expo coming up in July. Let's see what else I got. Yep, just weeks away from alligator registration. That's June for the 2023 season, JC. I wonder if they'll beat the Stokes Gator. The Stokes Gator, this will be the 9th year that it held the world record. It was 2014 when it held the world record. I do want to play this right quick for y'all. I got me one of them YOLO what do you call it, Shane? YOLO
check. YOLO Tech.
Yolo Tex, and I had it hooked up the other day when me and Joe Allen was slipping going fishing, and here comes Bug Tarleton, and he put his boat in the water and he forgot to tie the rope up. So this is what I took off of my YOLO Tech. That's always recording where I call it 3 fat man launching at Ellis's.
Now, if y'all didn't catch one thing, Big Daddy's got a stick he uses,
You
and
darn
that
right.
thing is fine.
Yeah.
Now,
I
I got to get me one.
I ain't gonna get in that boat without that walking stick.
You gonna need that stick Sunday, Big Daddy. We're going after them brim.
All right, I'm coming. I got to get me a block or something where I can step up on that deck of yours. I might have to fish from the middle of the boat.
No, we'll get something for you to step on there.
And I tell you what, I don't know who owns Sweetwater Feed and Seed in Sweetwater, Alabama, but they need to send us some of that catfish cheese, because they sent me a post the other day and I put it up, and they the only people I know that sell that catfish cheese.
Big demand for that.
I had calls from all over the state of Alabama wanting to know where Sweetwater is. Now, if you don't know where Sweetwater is, so anybody that's listening that knows them guys at Sweetwater Feed and Seed, tell them I gave them some free advertisement the other day. And
Sweetwater just down the road from me.
Yeah, I know where it is, but folks were calling me, didn't know where it was. So that's crazy. But all right, let's get into this week's Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report. The Millers Ferry Powerhouse and the Jones Bluff Powerhouse tomorrow. Here is the schedule at Millers Ferry. From midnight to 6 a.m. They run in 2 units. From 3 p.m. to midnight, 2 units. At Jones Bluff, from midnight to 6 a.m., 2 units. From 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., 3 units. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., 4 units. And from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., 2 units. So it looks like they sucking it out of Millers Ferry and filling it back up with Jones Bluff is what it looks like. River temperatures in the river from 76 to 78. In the sloughs, about the same thing, 76 to 78. So Rick Pipkins wants to know if you got your grass cut, Joanne.
I did. Like to kill me too.
He said he did it, Rick. He said he cut it. But he said he got wore out on the weed eater.
Tell JoJo that he'd like to send me to the hospital by not helping me out.
All right. Kevin says Chuck and Pam Pritchett. Well, you tell Chuck and Pam that I sent them some business the other day, Kevin. Appreciate it. Trey Wade, good evening to you, my friend. You got Alabama Bass Trail 100 coming up. And Wayne's catching them. You know the technique that Eric told me and you to use, Shane. Wayne Edgeworth catching them big brim with mealworms.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they are they live or if they
live, but them pond fish hit a cigarette butt. They pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
But those mealworms, a lot of people use them. They're a little cleaner than red worms. They put them in that old bill. Joe, you probably sell them, don't you?
Not the mealworms. We sell red worms and
well, I need some red worms.
But
we're gonna need some red worms Sunday.
Those mealworms would work good, but around here people don't don't understand what they are. It's sort of like be honest, like a maggot, you know.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
exactly right. Yeah, the way this is a grub. That's exactly right. It's more like a grub than it is a worm.
And it will live actually a lot longer, a lot more hardy than a worm.
Yeah, they're tough. You can. I've taken pieces of them and caught brim. A lot of people use them for crappie fishing though, and when in the spring when those black crappie get up there on stumps and stuff, they'll use them mealworms.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
But around here you can't you know,
Right.
people got a mental block. It's got to be a red worm or a wiggler, or they ain't gonna fish with it.
Mhm.
I understand.
All right, let's talk about catfish. Old Big Mama Brian had a hell of a day the other day. He had over 100 pounds of catfish in pictures he sent me. Wallace McKinley, he's carrying on the old tradition of Lonnie Ray. He went twice this week and caught the heck out of some catfish. And of course, Cameron on your riverbank there in your front yard caught some fine yellow cat. So Joe Allen catfishing. I guess looks like them long line jugs in the river might be open now.
They are starting to take over. That the water temperature is getting right. They're cutting the water on and off. They're starting to move. The transition is moving faster and faster now. We get into that summertime pattern starting to fix to take off.
Water's heating up, weather's heating up, and they're dropping the water out in the daytime, filling it back up at night. But if you coming fishing this weekend, tight lining's in play. You can see what Cameron's doing and what Brian Taylor's doing. And also, has anybody been jugging?
No, we hadn't done no long lines yet. But I'm going to tell you what, that's really enjoyable sitting there. You get your point or cut and tight line with cut bait, live bait, whatever right now. And you see that thump, 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 and then all of a sudden you got a big fish on. It's real fun.
It is. Catfishing is wide open on Lake Millers Ferry. Y'all come on, and we got that jugging contest coming up June the 17th.
Yeah.
And y'all need to go ahead and get signed up. I believe we're going to have a good crowd at that one.
I've had people calling, asking, getting ready for it. Yeah. At the store.
All right, bass fishing. You see what the Alabama Bass Trail announced their 2024 schedule, and they are now paying out first place $15,000. They ain't playing, son. They ain't playing. ABT. That's just the regular tournaments. $15,000. They raised it up from $10,000 to $15,000. They had a buddy benefit tournament up in Selma Saturday. Michael and Dalton Key won it with 16 pounds. Extreme Bass Challenge in Demopolis. The Schroeder boys, they are hot right now. That's the boys' daddy you took out on the line.
We done. That's right. We done a little electronics.
They won that tournament. They won that tournament in Demopolis Saturday with 1987. That's pretty strong, son.
Yeah, he told me. He said them boys they go at it, son.
They do. They sure do. All right, Joe Allen. Kevin ain't here. Bass fishing. If you're coming bass fishing Millers Ferry this weekend, I mean, these 18, 19, 20-pound bags are getting pretty regular.
Yeah, it's like I said, it started a transition. That's back when I started moving out fishing stumps and stuff with the bass fishing back used to years ago, flipping those stumps with that water moving, and then out in the river, you're gonna be working the crankbait, spinnerbaits, everything up a ledge. It's really kind of like everything's in place still for that right now. The shallow water bite, you're gonna do the frog, buzz baits and stuff early. Be at those right places with grass beds and stuff like that.
Well, Maddie's got her Bridgeport Team Trail Summer Series kicks off this Saturday at Bridgeport City Landing. They're going to blast off at Safe Daylight and weigh in at 1 o'clock. So that will be this weekend. Then next weekend at Bridgeport City Landing, Extreme Bass West Alabama Team Trail will be at Bridgeport City Landing. And I think he'll weigh in at 3 o'clock. So that's coming up on bass fishing, and you just got to fish. You just got to fish.
I know.
Hey, Bud says he enjoyed your show on live scope.
Yeah,
show.
Bud, he interacted with us a pretty good bit Monday night. That was fun.
Hey, you know what? I got on him after the show. I said him and Joe Allen are a whole lot alike. You know, he's Joe Allen's #1 fan, but they always asking a question, talk about fishing. But I don't know whether Bud even fishes anymore. He did run some limb lines the other day.
Yeah.
Caught some nice catfish.
Caught some good
Yeah,
catch.
he got in there and we had a good time. I appreciate Bud. He got on there and he probably asked some questions some other people wanted to know, and we had a good time.
All right, let's talk about crappie fishing. And you did. You gave a lot of great information the other night. And, of course, you got your Crappie Cast show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Who you got on that tomorrow night, Shane?
Lamar Bunting out of Louisiana. He's probably the #2 crappie fisherman in the country right now, if I had to just put a number on it. He's a long rod guy, super nice guy. John's got a few stories to tell about him, you know, him being just a good dude. So he's going to be on the with us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
And that's on Shane Jones Fishing YouTube and Shane Jones Fishing Facebook. You must have not hit that YouTube button the other night, because I had 2 people call me.
I actually posted it last night, Big Daddy. Okay. I went ahead and put it on there because for some reason when I clicked on it, I guess it didn't light up, and I went with it and didn't realize. But I won't do that mistake again. So.
We're back up to the catfish because we got Michael Hilliard on here, and he said he's catching a few catfish.
Yeah, me and him supposed to go. He wants to go with me. I'm gonna go with him. We're gonna try to get together and do that.
All right, getting back to crappie, golly, Travis Hudson and Gerald Overstreet are killing them. Gerald took a client out today, and they limited out, and then him and Travis went back. He just sent me a picture. They had a cooler full of them, a live well full of them.
They starting to pile up.
Yep, and of course, Roland Cooper State Park Big Crappie Day is coming up May the 27th. Joe Allen, you got tickets at your store?
Yes.
I think the tickets, I know that Roland Cooper State Park Handyman. You go ahead and get your ticket. It's a totally different format than anything you've ever done. It's a 1 hour way of fishing every hour on the hour. At the end of the day, the biggest fish wins the Community Neighbor Bank $500 cash and a trophy, and the biggest youth fish wins $250 from the Town Country United Bank and a trophy. So it's a great event. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have a big crowd there. It's where the pros, the amateurs, the men, the women, the kids, and the old folks, everybody's got the same chance. Nobody, it's just whoever catches that big fish. Travis and Shane slipped off Friday evening. I want to hear that story, Shane.
Yeah, I called Travis on the way down there, you know, and I thought, hey, man, I'm going to get down there, you know, before dark. And he was like, I said, you want to meet me at the launch? He said, yeah, I want to meet you at the launch. So it ain't hard to twist his arm right now. He's enjoying it.
You done learned him, son.
We went out there and just really doing some scouting. I had a trip Saturday, and I went out there and we caught some fish. I don't know how many we caught, 20-something. I don't know. We had a good time, found a lot of fish, and Saturday, we had to cover a lot of water. I think that full moon had them kind of shut down.
Yeah.
And they were real slow. A lot of my buddies that fished, the bigger fish were acting a little funny. But me and Travis, we did good. We did good Saturday too.
Yeah, Jason Domain said he's going to be at the Roland Cooper State Park Big Crappie Day. Hey, Wayne Ageworth wants to know, I need to book a brim fishing trip and show me how to catch them on cigarette butt.
I'll show you. Hey, I'll show you. I used to catch them on everything. I used to catch catfish on stick deodorant, believe it or not.
I've heard
kid, you'll try anything.
Ivory soap, but never that.
Oh yeah.
All right, me and Whitey Outlaw was talking a while ago, Shane, and he told me that full moon is why I didn't catch no fish this weekend.
Well, you know, Big Daddy, I'll tell people right now, you know, since Life Coat, we get to see everything. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, you can ask Travis. That jig would come through that top, and that fish would dart out of the way and let the jig go by and go right back to where he was. I mean, instead of reacting to the bait, they're just getting out of the way and letting the jig go by. You could tell, you know, I kind of act like they got a bellyache because they've been eating all night, but who knows?
Yeah, and that's what I think too. And what Whitey said is wait 3 days after full moon and look what Gerald and Travis Hudson did today.
Well, you know, you start catching that where it calms down. But you know, to me, hunting and fishing during full moon, I just don't like it. I mean, it does start the brim beds. I mean, that's a great thing about it, but it's like having a lantern up there all night. They can see just as well as during the day.
All right. Well, if you're going to fish, if you come into Millers Ferry this weekend, I'm gonna say it's a transition between spawn and post spawn. Would I be correct in saying that?
I would say it's getting towards the post spawn. It's leaning towards, the 12, 13, 11, 12 foot of water. A lot of brush tops are holding some fish, but people don't realize, if I post 30 fish, I've hit a lot of spots, especially when they're not biting. And, that you can't set a spot and catch 2 and stay there for hours because they're not going, if they're not biting, if you pick up 4, 5, or 6, maybe, but come back to it later. Don't sit there and keep sitting there. You go cover some more water and find you some more fish that want to bite. Because the longer you sit there, the less fish you're going to catch unless they just really fired up. And you'll know that pretty quick.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, this weekend they were not biting for me at all.
I was looking at this little bait here that Steve sent me from Limits Tackle. It's an 1.5 inch bait. I'm gonna throw it some I'm gonna shrink it down and throw it on a little 30 sacket with a split shot above it and see what them fish do to it.
Michael wants to know, Joe, anybody catching any skipjack at Millers Ferry? I hadn't heard of anybody
I
catching
hadn't heard, but I would still say yes.
Yeah.
That water ought to be just still right now.
Hello, Lucas Gibson's tuned in. He's a darn good catfisherman also. All right, we got coming crappie fishing, Shane. We just gotta wait.
We say it all the time. You're gonna have to cover some water. I mean, unless you find a place, a point or something on the main river. I'm ready for the main river fish to get turned on. I've been checking them, and me and you talked. I haven't caught a lot of fish on the main river. I'm not saying you're not, but a lot of man-made structures holding fish. So if you put in the work and put some stuff out, you can catch some crappie.
And let me tell you what Whitey told me also a while ago is, and this makes more sense. You used to, before we had live scope, you could go up to one of them brush piles and find it, and you could catch 8 or 10 fish off of it. Now it looks like on that live scope, you just catch 1 or 2 and they quit. And he says that they are feeling that sonar.
Yeah, who knows? I believe we got to talk about it Monday night, Big Daddy, like that.
Yeah, and he says that if you will find the top and mark it and turn your sonar off, you might catch more than 1 or 2 fish there, and that makes sense.
Yeah, I in real shallow water, I turn my big unit off for sure, but I believe the bigger fish actually feel it. But when you got a lot of stuff working against you, the full moon and a lot of the low water, and they pull in water and they dropped, took some water over. You got a lot of stuff and factors in the river that messes with you.
Well, we gotta get Travis Powell on here to make a special appearance because he was at Joe Allen's the other night, and to hear him tell it, he is the new Shane Jones on Millers Ferry.
Hey, Travis can catch him now. I'll tell you.
I ain't carried him trying to give you a big head.
There's not any coaching Travis now. I'm telling you, he'll go to fishing. So,
well, he put out 5 steak beds the other day too by himself.
He's ate up with it right now, and hey, it fires me up to see somebody fired up.
Yeah. Lucas says the Alabama Catfish Series got a tournament this Saturday at Cliff's Landing. So any of y'all want to go on do a great catfish tournament, that's going to be this Saturday at Cliff's Landing. I guess Marshall Huey's putting it on. And Lance Cabinet, he says in salt water on all rigs, you turn your sonar off and catch a boatload free lining. So I believe that sonar, I'm going to have to try that because those fish I was on, Shane, the other day, big fish, and I know the difference in a crappie now than in a drum. These were big crappie, and they would not move off of that.
I think it's just one of them days. Like I said, you get on one of them days, you pull up there and catch it. I've caught every fish out of a brush pile, so you don't ever know. But, the conditions, like we were just talking about, the conditions during the week, less boat traffic, usually, the water, they're not messing with the water like they do as much. And, come the weekend, I guess they're getting ready to some power. They'll suck the bottom out of it.
Yeah. Well, I do want to give y'all a heads up. I can't say nothing. I got invited today, and I'm going Saturday morning. It is a private pond off the Alabama River that's slammed full of crappie. I can't tell you where it is or who it is. But they said that I could video it when we go, and they say that it's two young boys, and they said they gonna get my boat in the water. They gonna help me in the boat, but they want to go, and I'm gonna sure go with them. I can tell you.
I don't blame you. That's the most fun you can have, going to a private lake.
Yeah, and they
I'll
said
tell
it's
you
full
what.
of.
They turn me loose in a private lake. It's on, son. I'll
Yeah,
take coolers.
I'll I'll send you some video when I.
I like. Hey, them private lakes are fun.
And then me and you, let's switch over to pond fishing and brim fishing. Me and you are going Sunday, and you got a brim bed. Me and Travis found a big brim bed the other day, but it wasn't no brim on it.
Yeah, we're gonna go check this one. Like I said, I mean, if it don't, they should be in it. If they're not, we'll crappie fish and work our way back downriver. But
yeah,
we're gonna go check it.
But right now the ponds are wide open. Bibb County Lake Shane is on fire right now.
I seen that. I seen a lot of them people catching a lot of nice brim.
I got to spend some time with an old and dear friend of mine, old Pooh Baby Dobson, his son Matt Neal. We went down to the Tommy's Pond Friday afternoon, caught us a bunch of brim. We didn't keep none of them, but it was fun catching them. Matt Neal, I don't know how many bass. He caught a bunch of bass. But right now, pond fishing is why. Look what Wayne Edgeworth did in them ponds. He sent all.
I tell you, I had 3 lakes at our farm, and I catch them on hot dogs. I catch them. They ain't scared of nothing. I mean,
yeah. Well,
that's fun, especially for kids.
And right now it's wide open, the farm ponds. And Joe Allen, what about crickets and worms? You got plenty of them?
Oh yeah, we're going through about 12,000 a week right now.
Woo.
And
selling a bunch of crickets, and
that's awesome.
We're going out to Horse Creek this weekend and do the same thing.
All right, good.
Have a little old fish fry Saturday afternoon.
I wish you would take a video of some of that stuff you do.
All right.
All right, let's talk about turkey hunting. The season is over with. These are the unofficial Alabama turkey game check numbers. And they ended up 18,058 turkeys game check. Now that was in the fall and the spring season, but it was the most turkeys game checked ever in the state of Alabama. We thought it was a lot in 2020 when the COVID was hit, when it was 16,867. But I don't know how accurate that is. It's not, they say you can that's probably off 30%. I don't know. Who knows?
I know everybody I know, main hunters there in Clark County, a bunch of them limited out.
Yeah.
And
I think it was a great year, Big Daddy. They killed some turkeys now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this, the way they got the season set up, they're spot on, leave it alone. And they got it right now.
Well, that's pretty impressive right there. The way that, had a kind of when everybody was worried back in 2021 season, didn't hit 15,000. And then, boy, it made a big jump this year, though. And like I said, you can't really tell whether more people are killing turkeys, more people are reporting them. It's really not the best system in the world, in my opinion. I think they should have tags, but who am I? But it's that's the numbers. That's unofficial numbers now. That's unofficial. So I want to put that in there in case the state questions my numbers, and they have been known to question us, Joe Allen, a time or two. Oh Lord!
I tell you, people are taking more care. Doing a lot more burning and stuff now. You hear people trying to do more habitat stuff.
They are doing a lot more of that too. They say.
I run the roads a lot, and I see where a lot of people's burning pines where you used to not see it. People are getting involved, so that's a good for them.
Yeah, that is a good thing, and that's what's going to keep the turkey. It was kind of a. I don't want to say it was a shock people. They started comparing the turkey decline to the quail decline, but I don't believe the turkeys will ever.
Well, the quail's so susceptible to hawks, and
yeah.
Since we're talking about habitat, Big Daddy, I was watching them over in Grenada. They sink a lot of cedars, and to me, cedars are not really great fish in, but all your fry, your bass, your crappie, your brim fry, they get to hide in that cedar. And so that's some of the best habitat you can put out for fish,
right.
not fishing, but for fish. So
Well,
that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna focus on the rest of this year putting out some structure, not just to catch fish on. It's just, hey, give fish some stuff, you know, to for the babies to hide in and everything else. So.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you and Joe Allen why y'all sitting here. And you remember I said this. Y'all have produced a crappie cover mule. He's just like a plow mule. Is Travis? Cause he put 5 out by himself the other day.
He told me, he called me as soon as he got done. He called me and said, hey, you see that picture Big Daddy sent you? I said, yeah. He said,
he's already got me going, getting more stacking sticks.
Yeah, that's all we needed to do was fire him up.
I mean, we all need to do that. Like I said, it gives the fish more habitat. There's a lot of natural habitat, don't get me wrong, but some of those big, you know, big flats and some of those big creeks, they don't have nothing in them. You know, it's mud. So.
And I tell you what, you saw the pictures that I sent y'all. He made me get up Sunday morning and go out there with my live scope and find them and mark them. And he told me he ain't letting Joe Allen know nothing about him unless he pays him. You're going to have to pay him for those waypoints, Joe Allen.
Well, he better watch out. I'll shoot a hole in his boat. Leave that dock at my house. I mean, you got to pay me something then.
Oh, that's funny.
He says he cleans all your fish already.
Well, he didn't last weekend.
He's ate some fish here lately, but the last 2 trips he went, he's had some fish.
He had all his and Shane's fish there. And Sunday, I didn't know where he was at. So I started cleaning. I cleaned all of theirs, cleaned all of mine. And the only thing was left was Cameron's big catfish. I said, you clean it.
Yeah, well, the thing about Travis, he was a little distracted this weekend.
Yeah. He needs to get more focused on fishing.
Well, I can tell you that ain't gonna happen. Oh Lord! All right. Got crappie cast Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
Everybody tune in. Like I said, crappie cast. We got Lamar Bunny, John and Jessica be on there. We're gonna bring some questions. We're gonna talk about some crappie. We're gonna talk about John and M's tournament last Saturday, and he went out and caught some fish this week, and we'll talk a little bit about my fishing at Millers Ferry. So
yeah. David and Gaston and Miss Dottie tuned in late. Kevin had to work this afternoon, David, so he ain't here. We missed him. That's 2 weeks in a row he done missed. But
Shane, I had a guy come in the store, and it's so hard to tell somebody this, but they asked me, well, what's the best color to use? And I tried to explain there's all of them are good depending on the situation. But
that's right. You know, the more I fish, Joe, when them fish are hot, I believe it don't matter at all. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm throwing
the size matters more than the color does.
I do hey, from Steve from Limits Tackle just sent me these baits, and I'll show you. This is before we get off of here. He's got a 2-inch bait right here, and it's nothing but a monkey milk color. That's a 2-inch little split tail, and I'll spray the tail chartreuse just to give a little contrast. That's a 2-inch bait, and that's an 1.5-inch bait.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that and put it on a little 30-second head and downsize it. Those fish that come up, we were talking about Monday night, they just barely suck at your bait, and they're just barely nipping at it, and you think they're hitting it with their mouth closed. You downsize that bait to go in that fish's throat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When they come up and do that little half-butt bite. But yeah, I throw monkey milk, black and chartreuse, and white and chartreuse. That's all I throw down there.
Yeah, that clear water, it's about time to get those black and chartreuse Reuben Flores out.
Yeah, I catch a lot on. I always got one on my rod. You don't ever know.
Mm-hmm. All right, tomorrow night, once again, let's talk at Crappie Cast on Shane Jones Fishing Facebook.
Yeah, we'll be on there. We'll be on there having a good time. Get your questions and
everything.
Come on and join us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Big Diddy, did you hear from Rick? He said Hunter's got the song ready.
Yeah, he said he's going to debut it. I think it's going to be, he's playing at the Hunter's Run. He told me when he's playing, and he wants to record it. I'll record it.
Yeah.
I need to get it recorded. Michael said he's going tomorrow and try to catch some skipjack. He'll let us know how it goes. Thank you. Michael. Yeah, yeah. I can't wait to hear it. I need to change all the intros and everything up, but y'all won't carry your GoPros out no more. Shane, you ain't even doing your GoPro no more.
I done a little bit of it, but hey, some of them places I ain't GoProing it. So
I want a GoPro. I need some Travis Powell GoPro video.
I forgot about that. I got me and Travis's trip on my GoPro. I just totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I got to go out there and dig it in the boat. I'll see because well, I forgot, Big Daddy. I'm gonna remind me because I put it facing me and him. I bet that's a show. I gotta go get it. I'm gonna go pull it right now as soon as we get off of here. I forgot all about that.
And Scott D said Delta.
Don't highlight that now.
Oh, that's gonna. I'm telling you, hey,
Travis is gonna be.
Hey, Travis is gonna be a movie star.
Yeah, we don't need to. No.
They say he's already given seminars at the paper mill.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I've carried a lot. Hey, I've carried a lot of people fishing, and hey, I didn't have to tell him nothing. He just followed me, and there he went. And hey, I think it's crazy.
Said, I forgot all about this Delta Crappie Series weekend at Hubbard Landing. Yeah,
it sure is.
I hope they have a good.
I'm gonna get on there and download that video. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I turned it on Friday when we was down there.
Yeah, you need to do that.
I forgot about that, Big Daddy.
All right, anything else, Joel? Anything? What's it done sports you need to get rid of?
Well, we got Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaster sunglasses and stuff like that. Fishing tackle for the mother that likes to fish. And we got a lot of, and these days and times, the mother needs a handgun in her purse. And we have those. So come by and get her a Glock and get her a little reel and go fishing, and she got everything she needs.
Absolutely. Shane, we'll see you tomorrow night on Crappie Cat.
I'll be there. I will. 7 o'clock.
And thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully Kevin will be back next weekend, and we'll do it again right here on the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report. See y'all next week.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk, and climb and do it all on 2 light feet.